We're getting closer to the end of our Level 1 series for Hustle. In this video, we'll cover the crossbody lead. Let's take a look. So that was a crossbody lead. Let's look at it again. First, I think we'll send down and then back. Here's the crossbody lead. Okay. So the crossbody lead, let's look again. They start in this position and they're going to end in the same position but on the other side, facing. So she's going to turn around and he's going to turn around. Let's look. So now they're in the same position that they were in, and we'll do a second crossbody lead to get back to where they started. So that's the crossbody lead. We're going to use it a lot. Let's look at the ladies, what the lady does, and then the man, and any other details. So for the lady, this is just a send out, her left turn. But he keeps her in closed position. And for the man, it's the first 1-2 of the send out. And instead of 3 being together, staying in front of her, he's going to go a 1-2, and then 3, he's going to step across. So the first 1-2 steps are the same as a send out, except he keeps her in closed position. A 1, 2, it's like a send out, but he's going to stay in closed position. We see what's going on. And then 3, stepped across. Stepped across. We're going to look at this in detail for each person, but let's look again just so you can see what's happening. It's a send out for a 1-2, and then he steps across and stays with her for 3 instead of letting her go. Okay. Now let's look at what she does. This is her 1. She's going to turn left, 2, and step back 3. A 1. She's already started to turn her head. Now she's turning because she is maintaining the connection here, but she's in closed position. And what she's supposed to do is have her hand on the front of his shoulder. And then if she did that, she'd already actually be turning more by now. But her hand's behind. And you're going to see, you saw how it was a problem before. It's going to be a bigger problem here. There. So that's just her left turn. She took a side step here, and she really should have pivoted more. That toe should be around more. And they would be if her hand was here. So we can see, because her hand's behind him, she would be over here. But we'll see how big of a problem it causes for him, because it's a bigger problem for him. And so she's, she feels comfortable. He doesn't, but she feels comfortable, and she's just doing her normal left turn. And now she's going to do it again. A 1. She's turning left. See how much she's turned already? That's good. The toe got around a little better. That's a 1-2, 3. And as usual, this is good that she's all the way around now. And she's facing down her line. So that's 2. So she got her toe all the way around and she's pointing down her line on 2. That's good. And 3 is going to go backwards. 3. And she can take a nice big step on 3. Now let's look at his footwork. So this is just her normal left turn. She does 2 in a row. He's going to do his normal bring back footwork. Send out. I'm sorry, send out footwork. So a 1, 2 is cross in front. 2, and 3, he's going straight across over here, following her 3. That's her 3. So he's got to get all the way over here, 90 degrees to her. 3. And he's going to do it again. 1. 1. This is 2. And 3 is going to go all the way across. Now, let's look at a couple others. So, in some of these, he's really struggling, and we're going to see why. 1. So, leaders have a lot of things to work on here. For the lady, you just put your hand should be on the front of the man's shoulder, and that'll get you around. So, if her hand was on the front of his shoulder, she'd be a little bit more forward. And as she started to turn, she'd be a lot more forward now. Now what the leader has to do, that's her left foot. So A1. And he's got to wait for her right foot to go past before he tries to step with his 2. So then he's going to step, basically he wants to step between her legs on 2. But she, because her arm is behind him instead of in front of him, she's here instead of there. So she should already be down the line and turned more that way. And then he could step between her legs too. You can't step at the same time that she steps, because you'll get your foot down and then she'll crash into you. She'll like step on your foot. You have to let her foot step by. So it's like 2A, 2 and 2A. They don't land at the same perfect time. So he should be a little bit more there. And 3, what leaders tend to do is they see the lady in front of them and try to swing around. You don't swing around. You keep this hip attached like it was attached to that hip. This is good. So you see how he hasn't let any space creep in between their hip here. And 3 is just going to follow her 3 all the way over here. 3. So she steps, her foot was there, now she's stepping straight back, and he wants to get 90 degrees to her. But because she was in his way, he couldn't go, because her hand's here instead of on the front. So she's behind. So he didn't have much time. So 3, A1. 1. Now he managed to get 90 degrees to her on the A1. But he could have been a little sooner if she wasn't that. Now see again, the hand's here. Imagine if the hand was on the front. She'd already be starting into her turn. There. See how much she's turned? See how much he's turned. So if that hand was on the front, her hip wouldn't be here. It would be over there someplace. And he wants to go between her feet going forward. But he has to go that way because she was in his way. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could have put his foot there. That would be better. Because he wants to go there. Not this way, then that way. He wants to go straight through. And this is good, keeping his knees and ankles together. And this hip attached to that hip. She almost looks a little off balance here. Because the hand's behind, she's getting a little bit off balance, right? Her shoulders now look like they're behind her hips. See the way this knee's bent? So she's again, this is because the hand is behind him instead of in front. If it was in front, it would have pushed her feet back here. And she would have already been there instead of where she was, kind of awkwardly. And he's having trouble getting all the way around over here because she was in his way. So he gets 3. Okay, he's able to square up this time a little better. Let's see it again from this side. Yeah, struggling a little bit here, I think. That time, this time, yeah, this one's a struggle. See, the hand is all the way down now on the arm. So he's already on 2, and she's not anywhere over here. Yeah, that's not good. It doesn't look good, right? So you got to keep the hand on the front of the man's shoulder, ladies. Now they're recovering, just getting over-rotated. Somehow they're trying to recover here. Okay, so they can dance through it, but it's not as smooth as it could be. Now I call this a reverse cross-body lead. So he's going the opposite direction. And it's kind of a change places, actually. We'll look at that in the next video. Okay, so cross-body lead basically is a send out with step number 3. He chases her, keeps her in closed position the whole time. It's led with the body, so he rotates his body. There, with his shoulders. That's how he's leading it. He's rotating his shoulders to do the send out. And for the ladies, it's going to be much easier if you keep the hand on the front of the man's shoulder. And that's pretty much all it is. Pretty straightforward. Okay. We'll watch it one more time, and then we'll look at the reverse cross-body lead. And we'll look at it in this video. This is the show. look at this reverse crossbody lead. Let's go back a little bit. Now, remember, change places is the lady's right turn. So let's just look at her footwork. So if we were doing change places, instead of taking her in a closed position, he would be taking her other hand in his open hand, and he would be facing her, right? So we could also do change places and stay on the side. We kind of looked at that before with the send out and bring back. So imagine that this is closed position, but imagine open position. One. That's his left foot. One. That's hers. One, her right foot. And in change places, if he would have started here, he would have done one there, right? And then two, in change places for him, goes over here. She's just doing her normal right turn. So if he was in change places, he would have done one here. Instead, he did one on the other side. And two is going to go all the way to the other side. In change places, he would have started in the middle. Two. And that's two. And he's on the other side. And then three, if he was going if he was actually going to go back in front of her on change places, right? If he'd started here, three would go back in front, but he's going to stay on the side, so three is together. So let's look at the rest of that. Three. So if he would have gone forward, he would have done change places. So this reverse crossbody lead is basically just change places, and he stays on the side instead of go back in front. And now he's doing another normal crossbody lead. Okay, so that's the reverse crossbody lead. Is basically just change places in closed position. You send her back. Send her back. L1, cross over to the other side. So we have our crossbody lead, and we have our reverse crossbody lead, or change places. And the crossbody lead, anytime you do a crossbody lead, maybe not any time, but some of the time when you can do a crossbody lead, you can do the reverse crossbody lead for variety. From the top, let's watch both the crossbody lead and the reverse crossbody lead. Okay, there they are. So from here, we're going to combine our crossbody leads, send outs, bring backs, and our level one ladies moves, the change places and she goes, he goes, into a little level 1 routine. So we'll do that next in our next video.